The learning outcomes. After studying this module, you shall be able to know the concepts and definitions of the diversity at workplace, the causes of workforce diversity, the issues and strategies to tackle the workforce diversities, the use of resources to manage diversity at the work. Let us begin with diversity at work, the concepts and the definitions. Let us begin with diversity at work, the concepts and definitions. A modern workplace is a hub where people from all across the country and even the world today are seen working together in harmony. With the advent of globalization in a big way, the concept of local and global is vanishing, and this is having a great impact on the way things are managed. Diversity signifies being different and not being a homogeneous group. Diversity encompasses any difference accounted for in context of race, religion, language, ethnicity, geography, skin color, gender, age, personality, styles of cognition, education, family background, etc. Diversity is about perceiving self and others. This perception directly or indirectly affects the way employees interact among their peers, and this diversity is there to stay and even increase owing to globalization. The Chancellor's Committee on Diversity defines diversity as the variety of experiences and perspectives which arise from differences in race, culture, religion, mental or physical abilities, heritage, age, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, and other characteristics. Diversity may be regarded as the self-perception of otherness of human qualities vis-a-vis other people. Let us know the definition of the managing diversity. Managing diversity is defined as the planning and implementing organizational systems and practices to manage people so that potential advantages of diversity are maximized, while its potential disadvantages are minimized. The management and leadership of a workplace with the goal of encouraging productive and mutually beneficial interactions among the employees of an organization. Managing diversity aims at providing employees with backgrounds, needs, skill sets that may vary widely with the opportunity to engage with the company and their co-workers in a manner that produces an optimal work environment and the best possible business results for the company. Let us know the advantages of managing diversity. Managing diversity provides a distinct advantage in an era where flexibility and creativity are keys to competitiveness. An organization needs to be flexible and adaptable to meet new customer needs. Heterogeneity promotes creativity, and heterogeneous groups have been shown to produce better solutions to problems at a higher level of critical analysis. With effective management of diversity, the organization develops a reputation as an employer of choice. Not only will they have the ability to attract the best talent from a shrinking labor pool, they can save time and money in recruitment and turnover costs. The organization will fulfill its role as a public institution by reflecting the diversity of the state as well as meeting the increasing demand to provide informed services to an increasingly diverse customer base. Now let us see what are the causes of workforce diversity. Workforce diversity is not an option but a necessity. It may be constructed as a result of simple selection of talented and suitable candidates from a pool of qualified designates for a job. Diversity in the workplace is the result of greater mobility of people all across the globe. Diversity also can be attributed to the need for having a diverse workforce which brings different perspective of thoughts all around the world. Some of the imminent causes of workforce diversity can be enlisted like this. Globalization, with the corner of the world getting integrated through increased cooperation and sharing of ideas. Attracting a wider pool of talent. protection of immigrants, continued political and social changes. Let us now see the issues and strategies to tackle the workplace diversity. Workforce diversity is inevitable in today's business context. It is the fundamental change in the composition of workforce of the organization all across the globe. The foremost reason being that there is a change in the composition of the population. As a result, the culture of the nations is increasingly becoming diverse. This diversity in demography is accompanied by economic pressures. With the change in technology and inevitability of globalization, the public and private employers would demand for a highly trained workforce. Moreover, the social and political pressure by women group, minority groups, older working class, immigrants and persons with disabilities have resulted in legal change in the employment rights of such groups, formerly excluded by law or custom from desirable professional and technical jobs. It is essential for the organization to create an inclusive and harmonious environment which would enhance the reputation as well as the brand among the job seekers and in the process attract the best of the talent available in the market. If there is a system in the organization which looks after the diverse needs of the employees, then they feel included, valued and rewarded, which subsequently leads to employees being engaged, leading to reduced turnover. The organization today realizes the importance of workforce diversity and hence creates and design varied jobs which suit their elderly and matured workers, recruiting employees from all across the globe to work in varied centers all around the globe. Organizations are also made conscious efforts to ensure that the work teams and work groups are well diversified, comprising employees from different generations and nationalities. Thereafter, the culture of organization is emphasized in the training and orientation programs to all the new recruits. It is also seen that a concept of open door policy is increasingly being practiced in organizations to handle any concern, challenge or grievance an employee faces in the organization. It has also been found in the research that successfully managing workforce diversity brings business success in the form of increased profitability and financial soundness. It has also been researched that having inclusive work culture which encompasses all the diversity in the organization augments employee engagement, which further attenuates to extremely low attrition rates. How to manage in diverse work environment? To address diversity issues, consider these questions. What policies, practices and ways of thinking and within our organizational culture have different impact on different groups? What organizational changes should be made to meet the need of a diverse workforce as well as to maximize the potential of all workers so that India can be well positioned for the demands of the 21st century? Most people believe in the golden rule, treat others as you want to be treated, based on the Rawls theory of rights and fairness. The implicit assumption is that how you want to be treated is how others want to be treated. But when you look at this proverb through a diversity perspective, you begin to ask the question, what does respect look like? Does it look like the same for everyone? Does it mean saying hello in the morning or leaving someone alone or making eye contact when you speak? It depends on the individual. We may share similar values such as respect or need for recognition, but how we show those values through behavior may be different for different groups or individuals. How do we know what different groups or individuals need? Perhaps instead of using the golden rule, we could use the platinum rule, which states treat others as they want to be treated, moving our frame of reference from what may be our default view or our way is the best way to a diversity sensitive perspective. Let's take the best of variety of ways will help us improve and manage more effectively in a diverse work environment. The specific issues which may crop up during the selection process can be summarized here. How can the organization make the job appealing to different group of employees? How can the recruitment process be so designed as to target the diverse groups effectively? How can the interviewer and selection committee overcome bias in the process of interviewing and questioning diverse groups? The strategies which can be used to tackle these pertinent questions are: in order to make the job appealing, the process of selection needs to be transparent, and the organization should specify the need for skills to work well in a diverse workplace. It is a wise practice to have panel interview format in which a diverse committee should be constituted, which would ensure varied facets of the job specification in order to eliminate any selective bias of one interviewer. Further, the committee members could do well to test the specified skills required to perform a job rather than developing stereotypes for desirable groups. Let us now see the diversity in management. Managing diversity can be very demanding, and it will depend on the organizations to devise methodologies to manage diversity in the manner in which it suits them best. But some of the most common mechanism which can be generalized for all organizations is discussed below. The first one is the economic motive realized. In today's dynamic business environment, it becomes prudent for the organizations to devise effective strategies for managing diversity at the workplace. Business that do not have an effective strategy for managing diversity will likely experience all or some of the following consequences, viz. Loss of productivity, employee attrition, business losses, and various other things. To avoid these consequences, decision makers need to recognize this deficiency as a business problem and acknowledge the need to develop an effective strategy for managing diversity for the success. Devising effective strategies for managing workforce diversity. The first one is communication. Communication is a very effective tool. It is the duty of the management to utilize communication as a potent tool to take all its employees into confidence. Managements make mistakes by letting rumors spread across the organizational lines regarding the undermining process of diversity management. The way the company or organization communicates with its employees will depend upon the specific situations and locations. However, informing employees of the diversity efforts the organization will undertake positions the company to create an opportunity to enhance productivity and growth. Assigning responsibility is the second point. The management of an organization has the role of assigning responsibilities for the able management of the organization. In order to carry this task, the management should appoint those employees who are respected for the work they do and also who demonstrate commitment to inclusive development of all in the organization. The person so chosen should be able to take decisions with confidence and should also possess necessary skills of leading the authority and acting based on recommendations from able quarters. Further, it is the prime duty of the management to develop an organization's vision which fulfills the policy of managing diversity. In addition, the management has to implement, monitor and review the guidelines earmarked for the management of organizational diversity. The next point is the allocation of the financial resources. The management of the organizations should earmark specific funds for the able, efficient and fault-free management of diversity action plans. Demonstrating a commitment to this process requires management to allocate a budget in order to ensure that the diversity action plans are not subject to shifting priorities and efforts. This sends out a clear message to the employees, suppliers and customers of the organization that the organization is serious about enhancing productivity and opportunities for the growth through efficient management of the diversity prevalent in the organization these days. The next point is the establishing a diversity convention. The Diversity Council and its formation thereof in an organization can be a point of contention. Is there any specific requirement of forming a task force just to oversee the management of diversity in the organization? Generally, a force is time and task specific, ending with a report of findings prepared for the management. The Diversity Council could form an integral business partner in the development, implementation, monitoring and review of the action plan. Establishing a diversity council is an opportunity to directly involve employees who often are the company's diversity champions. Many factors need to be considered when selecting committee members and determining the committee's goals. The next point is view employees as individuals. Avoid both positive and negative stereotypes. Don't make assumptions about employees from different groups. Judge success and failures individually. Respond promptly and firmly when employees express prejudices or stereotypes. Remind them of the policies that prohibit discrimination. Encourage employees to view co-workers as individuals and judge them on their work, not on personal factors. The next point is encourage employees to work in diverse groups. Assure that work teams reflect the diversity of your workplace. Diverse work teams let employees get to know and value one another as individuals. Diverse teams also expand the experiences and views of all the workers on the team and help them recognize the strength of their combined talent and perspectives. The next point is base decision on objective criteria. Expect all employees of all backgrounds to meet the required standards and perform the best of their ability. Don't set different criteria for different groups. Don't make excuses or allow employees to make excuses for shortcomings. Base all employment actions, including discipline, on specific performance-related criteria. Always focus on job-related issues, not personal issues, when dealing with employees. The next point is be open-minded. Recognize and encourage employees to recognize that one's own experience, background and culture are not the only ones which value the organization. Set an example of encouraging diversity by developing relationships with colleagues whose background differ from yours. Look for those ways to incorporate diverse perspectives and talents into efforts to achieve organizational goals. Next is building accountability. Building accountability into the organization's diversity begins with a clear statement from the CEO stating his or her expectations and outcomes for the diversity strategy. A business leader that sets standards and leads by example in organizational and personal actions demonstrates commitment to employees, suppliers and customers about the importance of diverse ideas, opinions, knowledge and skills. Although achieving diversity, business success is the responsibility of all the employees. Long-term sustainability is achieved by holding management accountable for integrating diversity within all business functions and by evaluating managers based on their ability to achieve diversity goals. Implementing an action plan for organizational change. Let us see what it means. Setting diverse business goals. Achieving diversity means a shift from a non-diverse business or workforce, from the suppliers, from the products, from the customers, to one that reflects the demographic characteristics of the population within all functional and organizational levels. Achieving diversity requires management to set specific, measurable, achievable and realistic goals based on business needs and by selecting key areas where diversity can help move the business forward. Providing employee training and development. Memos and team discussions clearly state that achieving diversity is the responsibility of all the employees. Opportunities for diversity training must be provided for employees to further develop their understanding of diversity and to learn the necessary skills to achieve diversity business goals. Good diversity training gives employees the skills that they can use to deal with workplace diversity, its implication and effects. Begin with awareness building to ensure that all employees understand the business and ethical reasons for implementing a diversity strategy. A second stage diversity program should further develop employee skills and knowledge to contribute to business success in a meaningful way. Let us summarize what we have discussed so far. A modern workplace is a hub where people from all across the country and even the world today are seen working together in harmony. Diversity encompasses any difference accounted for in context of race, religion, language, ethnicity, geography, skin color, gender, personality, styles of recognition, education, family background, etc. Diversity can also be attributed to the need for having a diverse workforce which brings different perspective of thoughts all around the world. Some of the imminent causes of workforce diversity are globalization, attracting a wider pool of talent, protection for immigrants, continued political and social changes. Managing diversity can be very demanding and it will depend on the organization to devise methodologies to manage diversity in the manner which suits them best. Informing employees of diversity efforts the organization will undertake positions the company to create an opportunity to enhance productivity and growth. Encourage employees to view co-workers as individuals and judge them on their work, not on personal factors. Achieving diversity means a shift from a non-diverse business, workforce, suppliers, products, customers to one that reflects the demographic characteristics of the population within all functions and organizational levels. Opportunities for diversity training must be provided for employees to further develop their understanding of diversity and to learn the necessary skills to achieve diversity business goals. Thank you.